Morning. What is angle of attack? The angle of attack is the angle at which relative wind hits an aerofoil. It is the angle formed by the chord of the aerofoil in the direction of the relative wind, or the vector representing the relative motion between the aircraft and the atmosphere. The angle of attack can be simply described as the difference between where a wind is pointing and where it is blowing. So here's the illustration of the Wright brothers in 1901 and 1902. The different angles of attack, probably at different airspeeds, are provided the wanted lift. Increase in angle of attack results in an increase in both lift and induced drag, up to a point too high that the angle of attack, usually around 17 degrees, and the airflow across the upper surface of the airfoil becomes detached, resulting in a loss of lift, otherwise known as a stall. Fluid dynamics angle of attack is the angle between a reference line and a body, often the chord line of an airfoil, and the vector representing a relative motion between the body, fluid through which it is moving. Angle of attack is the angle between the body's reference line and the oncoming flow. This article focuses on the most common application, the angle of attack of a wing or airfoil moving through air. Aerodynamics angle of attack specifies the angle between the chord line of the wing of a fixed-wing aircraft and the vector representing the relative motion between the aircraft and the atmosphere, since a wing can have a twist, a chord line of the whole wing may not be definable, so an alternate reference line is simply defined. Often, the chord line of the root of the wing is chosen as the reference line. Another choice is to use a horizontal line in the fuselage as the reference line, and also as the longitudinal axis. Some authors do not use an arbitrary chord line, but use the zero lift axis, where by definition, zero angle of attack corresponds to zero coefficient of lift. Some British authors have used the term angle of incidence instead of angle of attack. However, this can lead to confusion with the term rigorous angle of incidence, meaning the angle between the chord of an airfoil and some fixed datum in the airplane. So what is the lift of coefficient? The lift of coefficient is a dimensionless coefficient that relates the GF generated by a lifting body to the fluid density around the body, the fluid velocity, and the associated reference area. The critical angle of attack is the angle of attack which produces the maximum lift coefficient. This is also called the stall angle of attack. Below, the critical angle of attack, as the angle of attack decreases, the lift coefficient decreases. Conversely, above the critical angle of attack, as the angle of attack increases, the air begins to flow less smoothly over the upper surface of the airfoil and begins to separate from the upper surface. How does this angle of attack affect the lift of a plane? To understand this, we have to first understand how the lift is generated. The magnitude of the lift generated by an object, in our case airplane or aircraft, depends on the shape of the object and how it moves through the air. The lift in the air is produced by its wings. The angle of attack, in simple words, we can say that is the inclination of the wing to the flight direction of the plane. This has a large effect on the lift generated by the wing. This phenomenon is used during the takeoff plane when the pilot, when an airplane takes off. The pilot applies as much thrust as possible to make the airplane roll along the runway. With just before lifting off, the pilot rotates the aircraft. The aircraft has three axes shown in the figure below. So before lifting off, the pilot rotates the aircraft. Due to this nose of the airplane rises, leading to increase in the angle of attack and producing the increased lift needed for takeoff. So the main reason of having an angle of attack in the plane is just to change the lift of the plane when taking off. Here are some facts about the angle of attack. Did you know some aircraft are equipped with a built-in flight computer that automatically prevents the aircraft from increasing the angle of attack any further when a maximum angle of attack is reached? Regardless of pilot input, this is called the angle of attack limiter or alpha limiter. Modern airliners that have fly-by-wire technology avoid the vertical angle of attack by